Hello, this is Raymond Mayfield, and I'm so glad to be with you today. Thank you for tuning in and listening to this program. I'm Pastor Raymond Mayfield. I pastor Warrika First Assembly of God Church here in Warrika, Oklahoma. I am always glad to bring you these videos. You can find me at www.rmayfield.com or raymonmayfield.com. I'm on godtube.com. And all my videos are listed on those sites and many other places. And I have counseling sites. I do Counselors of Peace and Counselors of Truth.com, and I do that over the telephone or in person. I'd be glad to visit with you if I can help you. I want to talk to you about Samson and Delilah. No other story in the Bible draws as much attention, I don't think, as this story. In my last session, we learned of Samson's many victories over the Philistines. In every case, it was after the Spirit of the Lord came upon him. He had a Nazarite vow that gave him this blessing, and because of that, he had great strength to help Israel, who was being oppressed by the Philistines. In Judges 6:4, and it came to pass afterward that he loved the woman in the valley of Sorek, whose name was Delilah. And the lords of the Philistine came up unto her and said unto her, Entice him, and see wherein his great strength lieth, and by what means we may prevail against him, that we may bind him and afflict him, and we will give thee every one of us 1,100 pieces of silver. Verse number 5. The Living Bible says that was $1,000 a piece, and I don't know whether that's accurate or not, but I do know one thing: it was a lot of money she was offered to try to reveal and to find out where his strength lies. There was a lot of money on the table to find out where Samson's strength lies, and you know a lot of people will be deceptive and do anything for money. And I want to tell you what, it gets you nowhere if you try to do deceiving things and try to bribe someone and try to steal from someone. It always comes back to haunt you. And Delilah said to Samson, Tell me, I pray thee, wherein thy great strength lieth, and wherein thou mightest be bound to afflict thee, in verse number 6. In other words, you're so strong, what would it take for something to be able to bind you? And Samson told her, If you bind me with 7 green withs that were never dried, then shall I be weak and be as another man, in verse number 7. The Philistines lie in wait, and she said, The Philistines be upon thee. And he broke the bowstrings like a cotton thread, in verse number 7. I don't think that Samson realized the Philistines were outside the door waiting on him. She was testing him to see, and she was just saying, The Philistines will be up on thee, and he showed her his strength was still there. And the same process repeated with brand new ropes, and once again he broke them like spider webs, the Living Bible. He said, If you loom my hair into my loom, once again, he woke up and he broke that, yanking his hair away, and broke the loom. And she continued to nag him day after day till finally he relented. Finally he told her that he was a Nazarite from birth and his hair had never been cut. If my hair is cut, my strength will leave me, in verse number 17. Delilah realized that he had finally told her the truth. After they brought money to her, she said, The Philistines are here to capture you. And when Samson awoke, I will go out as other times before and shake myself. And one of the sad commentaries in the Bible here, and he wist not that the Spirit of the Lord had departed from him, or that the Lord had departed from him. He didn't even realize that the Lord had left him at that time. That Nazarite vow was very sacred, and when he disobeyed God and had his hair cut, and then his strength left him. And the Philistines took him and put out his eyes and bound him. That's a very sad thing. And we have learned that the Nazarite vow was very sacred. we realize that Samson had a moral weakness. He just couldn't seem like to stay away from women that would get him into trouble. And all the Philistines were happy. Delilah received the money that she was supposed to get, and the bribe money that she received, and they put out his eyes, and they're having a feast, and they're worshiping Dagon, their false god, and praising their God. And here we find Samson laying at the gate out there, and he's bound up, and his eyes are out, he's blind, and he has lost his strength. That's a sign of spiritual darkness when your eyes are put out. It's a sad thing that a man would allow his vow to be broken. God help us to walk with God and to obey God and be obedient and walk with Him in every way. Thank you so much for listening today. This is Raymond Mayfield, and I'll talk to you again real soon.